I think in the beginning of the uprisings, it's so weird with Trump because he really doesn't have any bureaucratic capacity. Um, and so there was that idea. I think they talked about dominating the streets. There was some really disturbing signals coming from the White House and coming from the defense Secretary of Defense Esper, and then Esper walked it back. And Barr, of course, backed Trump in these policies in D.C. Remember when the protesters were gassed so Trump could do the photo op? And now, of course, we've got this bizarre stuff going on in Portland. But the kind of conversation around federal repression has died down in the last several weeks. And now here is Trump yesterday. And I just got to say, I mean, I don't think martial law is not in place in Seattle and Portland. I'm not sure what he's referring to. There is a disturbing thing, as I say, we'll get to later, with some type of military police that appear to be on the ground. But these are not places that are under formal martial law at all, insofar as we know. This is Donald Trump.
You talked about taking over cities earlier this week. Is that what next week's announcement is about?
You'll be seeing next week. We'll have a conference next week and we'll tell you in great detail. But it's something that I think at this point the American people want to see. They've been run very poorly, these cities, whether it's Seattle, where we were getting ready to go in and they decided to go in, and that's good. Minneapolis, where we had the National Guard go in. And as soon as they did that, we straightened that mess out. They should have been able to do it locally with their police. Their police are good. They were told not to do anything. Or many other cases. We're doing a great job in Portland. Portland was very rough, and they called us in, and we did a good job, to put it mildly. Many people in jail right now. But we have other cities that are out of control. They're like war zones. And if the city isn't going to straighten it out, of local politicians, all in this case, I don't say this for political reasons, they're all Democrats. They're liberal, left-wing Democrats. And it's almost like they think this is going to be this way forever. Where in Chicago, 68 people were shot and 18 died last week. We're not going to put up with that. We're not going to put up with that. So that's for our next discussion. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't anticipate an actual, some type of actual substantive federal-led thing. I think obviously already between ICE and other moves, the Trump administration has authoritarian aspirations. Also, this is just how he sees his reelection. So, and it's not going to work because you can't run on instability and things being out of control when you're the chief executive.
Yeah, it's also crazy because those liberal left-wing Democrats in many places, as we know, have sent in the cops to beat up protesters, arrest journalists. Like, he's acting like there's some sort of elected representatives of Antifa, and it's just not the case.
That's going to be very difficult to run against Joe Biden as an Antifa rep. And that's one of the reasons Biden's doing so well, frankly. Like, let's be honest. Like, it just doesn't work. It's just like, yeah, Joe Biden, right.